It started with a question. What if we could grow machines instead of building them? Not with metal or circuits, but with living cells. In 2020, a group of scientists at Tufts University and the University of Vermont tried something radical. They took cells from a frog embryo, Xenopus laevis, and instead of letting those cells become a frog, they gave them a new purpose, a new shape, a new life. They placed the cells in a dish with nothing but instructions and waited. What happened next shocked even them. The cells began to move on their own. They grouped together, formed a hollow sphere, and then they started crawling. No brain, no skeleton, no programming, just living tissue, organizing itself into something never seen before. They called it a Xenobot, after the frog it came from, a living robot that wasn't designed. It grew. Now imagine this. You're watching it under a microscope. It's smaller than a grain of sand. It has no mouth, no nervous system, but it wiggles across the surface. It pushes tiny particles into neat little piles. It swims. And if you cut it open, it heals by itself. This is no ordinary robot. This is a new form of life, built not with metal, but with biology as code. And just when scientists thought they'd seen it all, something even stranger happened. In 2021, the Xenobots began to reproduce. Not like cells dividing in a petri dish, but something completely different. These tiny organisms would gather other loose cells and build new versions of themselves. Not clones, not splitting, assembling. Living machines that build more living machines. It was the first time reproduction had been seen in an entirely synthetic organism. The scientists hadn't planned it. It wasn't programmed. It just happened. Nature found a way. Again. You might be wondering, what's the point of all this? Why build or grow robots like this? Because these tiny Xenobots can do things regular robots can't. They can move through fluids in the human body, deliver drugs directly to the right cells, scrub toxic waste or microplastics from the environment, repair damaged tissue from the inside without surgery, all without triggering the body's immune response. Because they're made of the same stuff we are. But with possibility comes responsibility. If we can grow robots, what stops them from evolving further? What happens if they get out of control? Can we really predict how biology will behave? These are still early days. Xenobots don't have thoughts. They don't feel pain. They degrade after a few days. They're not alive in the way we think of animals or humans. But they are something new. Not quite machine. Not quite creature. A third thing. A glimpse into a future where we don't build machines, we grow them. And it all started with a frog cell and a crazy question. What if life could be engineered?